Hi, this is Jim with Beginner Bushcraft and Survival. Today we're going to make a bushcraft bungee, or a bushcraft zip tie it's called. And all you really need is a Swiss Army knife with a small saw and awl. That's for drilling holes. And the small saw is for cutting the branch. And the blade is for just taking off the bark so it looks pretty. You don't have to do it, but I like to do it because it's fun. But yeah, so let's go get a branch and I'll show you how to do this. So this bushcraft zip tie is just like a zip tie. Once you tighten it up, it won't loosen up. It's the friction from the rope that keeps it all together, and I'll show you how that works. But here we're gonna get a branch about thumb size. All you need is, your little Swiss Army knife. Cut yourself a branch about thumb size. And that's about all you need for the saw. Let's go over here and work on this. So what you do is you cut a piece of the branch about 2 inches, 2 or 3 inches, could even be 4, it doesn't really matter. So you use your Swiss Army knife and you cut off that branch. It's a small saw, so it slips sometimes. So from here, I like just to take off the back. Makes it look pretty. Okay, so when you get it all cleaned up, what I like to do is it's called chamfering the edges. Just makes it look pretty. You just kind of cut off the very top and push in, and it kind of rounds it off a little bit. Makes it look a little prettier. I actually use a little piece of sandpaper on mine when I'm done with it, just to make it look nice. Just because I like playing with this stuff. You do that to both ends. And the next part is where the adult needs to be involved. That's drilling the hole. And that's only because if you push too hard, it'll go into your hand. But I'll show you how to do this. And you want to use green wood because it's a lot easier than dry wood. It's a lot more workable, and dry wood is just very hard to carve. So you find the center of the stick. You start off very slowly. Very slowly, not pushing too hard, because if this thing slips, it's going to go right through your hand. So you just work it back and forth. And this thing works great. It's like a bungee, it's like a zip tie all in one. So what you do is, once you start getting in there, you get in there about halfway, you can start pushing on it really hard. Well, not really hard, but you can work it. You don't have to be afraid anymore of it coming out and hitting your hand, because you're pushing on it. And when you're working with this awl, you want to constantly have downward pressure so it doesn't close up on you like that. So you want to constantly have downward pressure going against the way it folds. So you'll notice it starting coming out the other side. And what you do is you just insert that in the other side and start working it from that side. And eventually what you're going to do is go all the way through, all the way up to the knife itself. You're going to go right to that edge. So you bore it out really good. So yeah, we're through. And right now I'm just drilling out the hole. And what I'm going to use for line here is 550 paracord. And it's just what it sounds like. It's paracord that they use for parachutes. It has 7 strands in it, and it holds 550 pounds. It's the most commonly used cordage in the bushcraft community. It's what everybody uses. And yeah, you just clean out that hole a little bit. Make sure being very careful. Here what you want to do is you want to put an overhand knot in here to stop the end from fraying. I normally use a lighter. I don't have a lighter with me, which is very rare, but you just knot that end so that doesn't come undone. And you burn the other end so it melts the cord together. You stick it through this hole. Needs a little persuasion sometimes, but stick it in that hole and it will come out the other side. Just takes a second. And what you do from here is you make a loop with an overhand knot. Now you want your loop to be a little bit smaller than your stick so it doesn't slip off. So what you do is you get yourself, oh, that's not big enough. So you make an overhand loop in it, So it's like that. It's like a little bit smaller than the stick itself. Now I'm going to show you how to use this. The bungee this or zip tie this onto my my bag. See, it's off right now. I just stick this through the MOLLE webbing. Oh, you can just wrap this around a bag too. Actually, I'll just show you how to wrap it around a bag. So what you do is you get this cord on top. You get this cord on top. Oh, shit. Edit that out. You get your cord on top, and what you want to do is you want to pull this, and you want this the tag line and the string to be on top. So from here, you put it over like this, and you cinch it up. And you can cinch it up as tight as you want, and that's not going anywhere. See, it doesn't unloosen unless you unloosen it. Right there, that's a bushcraft zip tie. That'll hold all day, all night. It's not coming off. So if you want to do a fun little project, here's a fun little project. Again, you just put the loop over with the tag end up, because that's what holds the friction on it. And as you can see, I'm pulling as hard as I can. This is not slipping. This will tighten up as tight as you want it, just like a zip tie or a bungee. More like a zip tie, because this really cinches up tight. But yeah, that's a little project you could do by yourself or with your child or with anybody. And it's a lot of fun and it works great. So this has been Jim with Beginner Bushcraft and Survival, and I'll see you on the next one.